Hello, welcome to Krafting Kitty. My name is Erin, and it's Saturday, which means it is time for my weekly roundup. Yeah! So, my weekly roundup is where we go through my week in crafting. We talk about my whips, works in progress, and FO's finished objects. I need to... Oh, had a little burpsy there. I am so sorry. Get a drink of water, clear that up, and keep going. Okay, so we talk about my whips and FO's finished objects. We also tend to talk about the book I'm reading, and there are a couple of things we don't talk about. I've got a Tuesday project, I've got Wednesday projects, and I've got Friday projects. So there are specific projects I show on those 3 days. Everything else is fair game. Let's start today. We're hopping straight in with finished objects. I have 2 this week. Well, I have more, but you'll see them on Wednesday. I did finish the... Oh, I put the yarn band away. This is using Hayfield Spirit yarn, and it's just a simple cable hat, no pattern. Came from my noggin. I really love this yarn. I love how it works up. Bingo, of course, claimed the hat, and she is my pom-pom gal. So we added the pom. She is disappointed because I had a big bag of pom-poms, and this is what I have left of the pom-poms. So she's like, oh, they're not her colors. But that's okay. I think it looks cute. I think the pom works very nicely with the yarn. And there we go. We also have big news. I finished it. I did. I wove in all of the ends. Bingo's granny square dress is done. And I did do the shells at the bottom. There we go. Instead of, I was going to pull this kind of gray pink motif down into the bottom too, but I decided not to. It is too big. It is far too big. Oh, it's also very heavy, which frankly, I don't know. She's so excited. She loves it, and that's probably the best part. So, assuming she continues to love it, she should be able to wear it soonish. But again, it is winter, so it's not like this is a dress she'd want to wear here in winter. But maybe if we layered it, I mean, it's going to have layers under it anyway, because, hello, granny squares, there's some holes in those granny squares. But this was fun. I am so excited. It's done. It is. So this yarn was leftovers I had from when I did a project with Ray from Ray's Yarn Addiction, the Unicorn Utopia blanket. And there we go. So even the gray and pink were in that blanket. So this is all of the yarns that were in that blanket. I might have to look into getting her like a bigger crinoline to support that skirt. But there's really no point until it's closer to fitting, right? Okay, so those are the 2 finished objects I'm sharing with you today. Oh, works in progress. I did start the new socks. They are in my car because they are my car project, but the color work is proving very easy. Like the chart, it's a 10 round chart, and I cannot memorize the chart. It's just not, there's no pattern that I can work out in my noggin quite yet. There might be a pattern, it's just not clicking in my head. But it's very easy to keep up with, and it's only 5 stitches, so it works very well for picking up and putting on in the pick-up drop-off line. So I am hoping there's a good chance next week I have the first sock done. No promises. It's an afterthought heel, which is going to be a bit of a pain to pick up. And why am I yawning? I felt good in the pickup line, but that's okay. We'll do it. It's manageable. I guess update. I am feeling a bit more awake today. However, last night I was like, Brian, I am so tired. I don't know if I'm going to make it through put down time, bedtime. And so we set me up in Chomps' room with a blanket, and that's where I crashed out. I slept in the chair in our son's room, and he was so excited. He was like, "We had a sleepover, Mommy!" Bard was just like, "I let you go." Just let you go. And I was grateful for that. The chair is not the best sleep, but it was okay. And our lab is doing much better. He's managing the cone better. He wasn't whining all night. He's not whining today. So hopefully whatever discomfort he had that first day is over. The eye does look like it's healing very nicely. It's hard to check his mouth because, you know, he doesn't like, even before the surgery, he didn't really like anybody poking in his mouth. So, he's very gentle, so I'm not like scared to put my fingers in his mouth, but, yeah, he's not liking it. I did get a glimpse of it yesterday when I gave him his pain pill, and that mouth sores like that always look really ugly, but I think because they had to cauterize it, I think it looks fine. I do have experience. I had surgery on my tongue. It looks okay to me. Anyway, let's talk about my second project. So, I am still working on my amigurumi adventure. I am making all of the items in this Crochet Cute Critters book. It is by Sarah Zimmerman, who is Repeat Crafter Me on the YouTubes. I am working on, is it Lily the Lamb? It's the lamb. Yes, Lily the Lamb. And Bingo wants it just as pictured. I finished the head, and I just threw it in here. I didn't even sew it onto the body. I was supposed to sew it onto the body. Anyway, I finished the head. There you go. She wanted a nose instead of having me embroider on the nose. So there you go. Progress made there. Very exciting. And I also finished the back panel of my husband's sweater. This is going to be a cardigan. It's a shawl collar cardigan that Bod put out 2-3 months ago. Eric, her husband, is modeling it. It's kind of mustard colored in the picture. So there you go. Here's the back panel. I'm going to start the side panels next. So cruising ahead on that. If you recall, I'm using a supply of Red Heart Comfort I found in my collection. And this is what I have left of the first ball. So I'm making really good progress on the yarn. I have 3 full balls left. I have no concerns I'm going to run out at this point. So there we go. Got that. Put it in the bag. And then, what else shall I share? Let's do this one. This is my nighttime project when I'm putting the kiddos to sleep. I am making a Grow With Me project from, I was almost said Red Heart. This is Premier Fruits sock yarn. I've got the colorway Plum. And basically the idea is you kind of make a slightly oversized wearable for the kiddo, and this yarn has a nice stretch to it, so the kiddo can grow into it. Okay, so I was going to stop when I finished my first 50-gram hank of yarn and then work on the sleeves. So what had happened was, I had to steal a line from Seta. I did not have the right needles to do the arms when I finished it, so I had to order them. So I did tie on another and do a little work on the body, not much. So I did finish the one sleeve. I'm just making little cap sleeves. This is a simple stockinette raglan stitch. I'm doing a 2x2 rib for the collar and a little 2x2 rib on the sleeves. I basically did 5 rows to extend the sleeve a little bit, and then I did a 5-row 2x2 rib to give it a little finished look. And on the other side, I'm still picking up my stitches to do the armhole, but there is no reason this arm shouldn't be done next week. And then, so this is of course for my daughter Bingo. She calls every skirt or peplum on a shirt a tutu. So I tried this on her to see how it was fitting, and we are at a good point to add the tutu to it. She wants a tutu added. So mommy will add the tutu. I think I might go, I don't know how many rounds. I'll go a bit further before I add the tutu, maybe to give it a dropped waist look for now, and then she can grow into it a bit, and it can eventually become a tunic of sorts, or you know what I mean. I am debating how flared to make the tutu. I love full circle skirts. A little girl in a twirly dress is adorable. I fear I don't have the quantity of yarn to make a super twirly skirt, but this is a yarn still in production. There's no reason I can't get some more. So I'm going to play with it, see how I feel. If I decide I need some more yarn to make it even more awesome, I'll go get it. A cute little A-line would be adorable as well, and maybe even work better as a tunic than a full circle skirt. I should rein myself in, shouldn't I? Go for more of an A-line. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. My other project. Okay. So this was my number one. Actually, the last 3 projects I have were no. Okay, so if we're going to do that, let's pause and go to a different project. The Granny Store dress was the dress I worked on in this room while I edited videos. Because that's done, I had to pull another project out to become that new project. So it is Bingo's C2C Rave Blanket. If you didn't see, Shannon from Another Yarn noticed they restocked Rave. I had that video of some new Joann's yarn, and while I was looking up prices, I noticed there was a new yarn I missed. There was more than one new yarn that I missed. So I may have another Joann's order in transit right now, because of course none of it's at my store. But I did throw in a couple more of this Rave in the kiddos' favorite colors to make them something. I got Chomps. That's just a standard C2C blanket. I'm doing chain 3 slip stitch into it, and sometimes I've seen it where you do a single crochet. I'm doing slip stitch, the chain 3, chain 6, and then 3 double crochets in the loop, if that makes any sense, with a 4.5 millimeter crochet hook, which is the recommended crochet hook on that yarn. This is an Omni hook. I quite like the Omni hook. It has the furls shape at half the furls price. So I have yet to break an Omni hook. I have broken furls, and that's heartbreaking given the price tag. I feel I would be less heartbroken if one of these broke. I would still be like, dang it, but still. Anyway, I have enjoyed working with that one. I've lost my train of thought. I'm going all over the place. Oh, the Rave yarn. I made the kids' winter sets out of the Rave yarn. Chomps has Safety Cone. Bingo has the Cyan, is it Cyan Crush? The blue and the pink. I will say Bingo's is holding up pretty well. I hand knit her hat, and her cowl is crochet. For Chomps, I'm going to be totally honest. I don't recall if I crocheted or knit his cowl. I believe it's crochet. But his hat I made up on the Addy, and the hat is pilling pretty prodigiously. So it's got a lot of pilling. I got that yarn thinking I would make the kids sweaters, but seeing the pill factor on his hat, I may not do sweaters. We'll see, but like I said, Bingo's doesn't seem to be pilling as much. So who knows? He could just be hard on it. To be honest, he is the stereotypical little boy who is hard on everything. Plays hard, loves hard, does everything to the extreme. You're not going to start singing Ice Ice Baby. You will not. Okay, so I've been setting priority projects. Priority 1, 2, and 3. To kind of focus on to get most of it, the lovin'. So I kind of let my Fridays with Fred project get the minimum work on it. This week I did 2 rows a day on it to try to focus on my priority 1 project. I, of course, failed to reach my goal. I did reach, so my goal was to do 17 inches on this, which is an amount I have never reached in the past on this project. And you're probably like, woman, what project are you talking about? It's this one. It is the Wrap Me Up Sweater Scarf by, is it Sweater Scarf? Is that what it's called? Yes, Sweater Scarf by Knititude. This is a paid for pattern. I got it off of Ravelry, roughly $6 US. I am using a yarn I got from the Wool Warehouse, which is Hayfield Bonus Glitter Extra Value Double Knitting Yarn. Very beautiful, very sparkly. And my goal was to finish the body of this. I had 17 inches to go. I am very proud of the work I've done. I did quite a lot. So one of the issues with this is I cannot work on this past a certain time of night because I need the natural light. For some reason, the artificial light, my neck ring light, the overhead lights, I can't work on it. The eyes are getting old, people. But I did end up doing 10 inches, which I think is a fantastic job. So, it's so long. I got this yellow stitch marker is where I stopped. And of course, the needle is where I'm at now. So, a very nice 10 inches done on this. So, goal for next week, which if I've proven anything is that I can do it, is put on the last 7 inches. So I'm going to move this up here so we can see. There we go. That's my new marking point. Try to do the last 7 inches this week to get to the arm, because then I have to make the arm, which is 1 by 1 rib on a smaller needle. 1 by 1 rib is my nemesis, but we'll get it done. We will get it done. My guess, I've probably got another 3 weeks on this project. I'd like to get it done before then, but realistically, you're probably going to see this for 3 more weeks. Just knowing myself, knowing the amounts I have left to do, that's that. Get it back in the bag. There we go. I also have nothing more down there. My priority 2 project is the one I met the goal on. So my goal was to finish that remnant hank or ball of Hirschner's Worsted Neon Lights with the colorway Brilliant Blue. And I did. I got it all in the blanket. So here it is. Bloop, 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 bloop. It's so pretty. It's nice. I love it. So my next on this, I'm going to pull out the next color of Neon Lights and just start crocheting. This is a Creative Grandma blanket. Oh, my phone was out of battery, so I'm charging it. It's like baby cuddle. It's linked down in the description box. It says Creative Grandma Neon Blanket. So it's that pattern. So I will get that going. Get the next color in. That will still be my priority 2 project. I have roughly the same amount of the next color as I did of the blue. So I guess I'll say goal on that is going to be to use half the yarn. I did it last time. We'll see if I can do it again this time. My third priority project is my Hohi Locatelli Spectre sweater, which is a paid pattern. I got it off of Ravelry. There's lovely Hohi Spectre. She has it in a lovely fade, and she even has the directions on how to properly fade a yarn. I'm ignoring it. I'm just tying on my new balls as we go, my new mini hanks. I am using my 2023 advent calendar from Ginger Snap Yarns to do this project, and this is how much of the next mini hank I have left. It's disintegrating rapidly. I'm nearly done. I am on to the short row section. I am on, if you know the pattern, you do 2 sets of short rows. I'm on the second set of short rows. I've done the first 4 rows, and then you repeat rows 3 and 4 one more time, and then you do rounds 7 and 8. So I am on the repeat of rounds 3 and 4 currently. What is going on? I am almost done with the repeat of round 3. That's what's going on. So, there we go. I'm probably about halfway through, a little over halfway through the short rows to do a little bit more back shaping on this project. Yay! Which means I am very close to the point where I split for sleeves on that. So cool! So cool! That is the last project I have to share with you. Like I said, you'll see washcloths on Wednesdays. You'll see my twists and turns on Tuesdays. That's my Tackle It Tuesday project. And then on Friday, you'll see the Fridays with Fred sweater that I've been making. So, that is all I have for crafty goodness. I did remember to grab my book, so we will talk book. If you were just here for craftiness, thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it so much. I would love to hear what you're working on. If you have any new yarn you're excited about, what and what not. If you haven't seen it already, go back and check my video on Thursday. Some new Joann's yarn. It might have something of interest to you. If you want to talk books, let's talk books. Okay, so I am reading Brandon Sanderson's The Way of Kings. Just got a text message. He's out to lunch with the kiddos. The Way of Kings. This is book 1 in the Stormlight Archive. I have finished part 1. I am in the middle of the interludes before we start part 2. This is really good. So far there's kind of oh, very cool. They went to a Korean barbecue that's new in town for lunch. There's, I think, 4 kind of people who were kind of tracking, and they seem to have destinies that will shape the world, which is exciting. It's got a kind of unique magic fantasy type situation. Brian just keeps texting me. Okay, so I'll tell a little story. When Brian and I were dating, we went to LA for a trip. And we walked into a place that was Korean barbecue. And the hush fell over the restaurant. A waitress, a hostess, someone rushed forward and said, "You know this Korean barbecue, right?" And we were like, yeah. We had a grandma type owner situation of the restaurant hover over us the entire time, trying to help us cook our food to make sure we didn't destroy and burn the whole place down. So that's something Brian and I always remember about Korean barbecue. And apparently Little Miss Bingo has melted the heart of the Korean grandma at this restaurant, and the grandma is trying to help her learn how to cook her food, and the burner has been turned off, but she is getting cooking lessons from the grandma. The kids make new family everywhere they go, new friends, everything. Okay, back to the book. It's got an interesting kind of, I'm going to say it's magic. It has like different elemental, they're called spreens. They're like elemental beings that seem to attach and move throughout the world, which is interesting. There are gigantic storms that move through. There seem to be a few people who have magical devices they can use to transubstantiate matter. So it's interesting. It is interesting. There seems to be political intrigue. I'm liking it. I'm at just about I'm 204 pages in. So good chunk. It's 1,230 some pages. So good chunk in, good chunk left to go. But I am enjoying it. Of course, we are 10 days out on Onyx Storm. If you know me, if you don't, if you're new around here, I am a little obsessed with the Fourth Wing Rebecca Yarros books, the Empyrean series. I do have my pre-order. I've been hearing people having their pre-orders canceled. I'm so sorry if you are one of them. As of this morning, my pre-order is still on. So I'm crossing fingers, hoping against hope I get it. But no matter where I am in this book, when Onyx Storm shows up, this goes down. Onyx Storm will get devoured. It will be devoured. And I know a couple of you are also looking forward to reading it. I can't wait to talk theories and all of that with you, but I will be spoiler-free for a while. I'll try to be spoiler-free for at least a month, as long as I can. No, because I do know a number of you are getting it from the library, which will put you in a bit of a freeze. So no, I will be spoiler-free for a long time, out of respect for that, in case you don't want to be spoiled. If you don't mind being spoiled, I am willing to chat over the emails. I love it! And I love that you indulge me. I'm so appreciative. Okay, so that's really all I have to say about that. Oh, there is war in this. The battle scenes that I've read so far are by no means graphic. They're pretty tame. There are some descriptions of arrows and whatnot, but they're not George R. R. Martin level. They're I think, like I said, pretty tame. So far, I have encountered no spice, no romance. I would not expect a lot of romance from Brandon Sanderson. I've read the first 3 books of the Mistborn series. I believe there's a second trilogy that's much further down the road, and then a novella or 2 in it. I'm not quite sure. I've read different accounts that there's either 6 or 7 books in the series. So I don't know. I've just read the first 3, and there was there's a romantic storyline throughout the book, but there are no romantic scenes in the book, if that makes any sense. Two characters fall in love and marry and whatnot, but nothing is described. So that is about what I would expect here, if there's anything. Yeah. I think that is all I have for today. Going into next week, I've covered up my calendar. We will have a yarn management Monday on Monday. Tuesday we will tackle it. Wednesday we will wipe out. On Friday we'll do Fridays with Fred. On tomorrow, on Sunday, I was going to try to do like a wrap it up, talk about my yarn usage and makes for the year, but I have had a Michaels order come in with some new Caron yarn, and I placed that order, and then I realized I missed some other, so I've got a second order coming. But we'll go through the first order of that on Sunday, and then on Thursday, I'm going to be honest, I was naughty with my yarn management. So, according to what you've seen, you've not seen me go through the entire second shelf. I have, behind the scenes, gone through the second shelf, earned another purchase, and placed that purchase. So that order has come, which is Little Knits yarn that I fell in love with during our 2.5K party. But then, one of you... I was good and I deleted the email, but Lit Knits messaged me and said, you gotta check out Aberdeen Wools. So Linda has never steered me wrong. I joke with her. She knows I love her. And she also knows I am perfectly capable of not making purchases. But yeah, so she influenced me. I went on over, checked it out. I do have an order of Aberdeen's mystery bags, Aberdeen Wool Company mystery bags, and I did get one hank of a Tangled Poets yarn that I had to have. So I've got that to open as well. But we'll see. We'll see. Something else might be happening with that Aberdeen wool. I don't know. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Okay. I am going to talk to you guys later. I love you all. Let me know what you're reading. Let me know what you're working on. I want to hear it all. I want to hear it all. Okay. I will see you guys tomorrow.